Well, hey guys, welcome to Inspirations for Your Life. It's me, it's John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. So I am right outside of Finley Hall here at Montclair State University, and I'm also right outside of Sprague Library, which adjacent to me also is the Starbucks little cafe that they have here. So great to have you here with me today. It is tax day. It's April 15th, and it is 2026, and it is great to be with you. Today, the weather is good. I usually don't talk about the weather when I'm on the show, but I got to tell you, today is absolutely gorgeous. No jacket, nice breeze. We are on a public campus, so we never know what's going to happen. Something could explode. Somebody could yell and scream, like we just had somebody before that was crying because a bee was like 20 feet away from them, and they thought they were going to die from the bee. I don't know. So, again, we just don't know what we're going to get here. Maybe we'll have nothing. Maybe we'll have some action. Who knows? So it's great to have you here. If this is your very first time with me, I want to say thank you and I want to say welcome. If you've never been here before, well, of course, I want to say thank you and I want to say, of course, I want to say thank you. But if you've been here before, welcome back. It's great to have you with me. Very excited, guys, because this Friday, can you believe that? A little more than 48 hours, I will be, yes, a published public author. And I am really excited about that. My book is coming out on Audible, on hardcover, 6x9, and also, yes, on eKindle for those of you that want to read it on eKindle. All right, guys, great to have you here. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you have not checked out my great stuff, well, what are you waiting for? Go check that out later at believemeachieve.com. Without any further ado, guys, let's jump into the show. This is Inspirations for Your Life. It is Wednesday, and our granular topic is why people delay action. This is Series 5, Show 16, and it's episode number 5. The master topic for the entire week is how people actually change their direction without even realizing it. This week breaks down how behavior, exposure, pressure, and systems quietly shift outcomes into real life. Hey everyone, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, engineer, marketing specialist, video producer, podcast host, coach, keynote speaker, graduate student, and a passionate lifelong learner. And yes, soon I will be a published author. If you are watching this after the 17th, well, then that means I'm already an author. If it's before that, well, then we've got a little time to wait. So most people don't fail because they can't act. They fail because they don't act soon enough. They wait, they hesitate, they overthink things. You know the people I mean, right? And in that delay, they lose momentum, clarity, and opportunity because waiting feels safe, but it comes at a cost, all right? And we'll learn more about that as the show progresses. Like I said, we are at a public campus here at Montclair State University where I go, and we never know if people are going to be yelling, screaming, talking, shouting. Who knows? It's a university, and students are students. Number one, uncertainty slows decisions. When the path isn't clear, hesitation will inevitably take over. So let's understand that right from the get-go. Number two, a lack of clarity creates hesitation. Confusion makes action feel, well, a little bit risky. Number three, guys, too many options create paralysis. More choices often reduce the movement. And I think when our movement is reduced, it's like we feel like our freedom to expand, to grow, to create has been stifled. Number four, guys, fear of wrong choices delays action. People avoid mistakes by avoiding decisions. And they think that if they avoid a decision today, that they can get around it. Truth of the matter is, just because you put something off today doesn't mean you're going to have to not come back later and actually deal with it. Because you are going to have to do that. Number five, delay feels safe in the moment, and waiting reduces immediate discomfort. And I've said to you guys before that people want to feel comfortable. They don't want to feel uncomfortable, but that's where success starts to break its head, and that's when we are feeling a little bit discomfort. I'm not saying pain and agony. I'm saying discomfort. So number six, guys, waiting lowers perceived risk. Doing nothing feels less dangerous. Yes, it does. But when we do nothing, it's like the world just passes us by and we miss all the potential opportunities that we could be partaking in. Number seven, guys, overthinking replaces movement. Analysis becomes an excuse for inaction. Yeah, let's sit here and analyze things for a million hours and think about why we shouldn't take action. Yeah, that's a real great strategy, isn't it? Number 8, guys, confusion blocks progress. Unclear thinking prevents forward motion. So when we're unclear, when we are fuzzy with something, we don't want to proceed. We want to take a little time out. We want to break, come back, and approach that with a clear head in mind, right? So, number 9, no urgency equals no action. Without pressure, movement kind of stalls. Very similar to the way instructions stall in the pipeline of a millions of instructions per second code for a processor. When an instruction is there and it needs a value and that value is not there, well, then it stalls. Number 10, guys, delay compounds over time. So waiting makes starting harder later. Yeah, waiting makes starting harder later. And that sounds interesting because nobody wants to wait, but yet people are so impatient today, right? You know, the people that are on the parkway or on the highways, they can't wait 5 more minutes. Forget 5 minutes. They can't even wait 2 minutes. They are so impatient. Number 11, guys, time increases resistance. The longer you wait, the more effort it actually takes. This is because we're burning energy, we're becoming more frustrated, and our level of anticipation is growing. Number 12, guys, the longer you wait, the harder it feels. Hesitation grows with time. And when I say hesitation grows with time, I mean that when we get a frustration, it's like, what do we do now? How are we supposed to bridge this gap? What are we supposed to do right now? And what you guys are going to learn from my show and also from my book is that when we learn to become aware of things, our life changes. Now, not overnight, but our life changes. Awareness makes things more pleasurable, makes us enjoy everything from our food to the experiences we're having in life. So quit rushing and enjoy the moment. Number 13, guys, action requires clarity, but clarity is often created through action. So that's a chicken before the egg before the chicken scenario. And what does it mean? It means that we've got to take action, but we can't take action unless we are clear about what it is we want to do. We want to set a goal. How do we set that goal? And how do we take action on it if we don't know what it is we want to move toward? Otherwise, we're going to go nowhere. Have you ever gotten in the car and said, I want to go here, but you have no clue how to get there? And you either A, get there, B, you don't get there, C, you get somewhere totally different. And of course, there's D, you get extremely frustrated. And of course, you don't bother to ask for directions. Yeah. Number 14, guys, clarity reduces hesitation. So once you see the path, movement sort of speeds up. It's like if you're in a room and there's no lights, and then I put a light on. Now you have not only the insight, but you have the vision to see your pathway, right? We've talked about the light at the end of the tunnel. Well, if there's darkness, we add light, we get clarity, we get purpose, and we get movement, and we get success. Number 15, guys, decisions remove uncertainty. Choosing creates direction. If you don't choose, I got news for you guys, you're still choosing. So no decision is a decision. Yeah, I know that's an interesting conundrum, but it's the truth. Just because we don't act, just because we don't decide, just because we don't do something, doesn't mean we haven't decided. It means that we have decided. Number 16, movement creates feedback. Action gives you real information. Action gives you real information. The action gives us feedback, and that feedback allows us to take it and to analyze it, but then to move slowly toward what's going to help us more, right? And sometimes people don't want to react on feedback. It's like, oh, I don't want to react because it's not perfect, and we are not perfect. But practice doesn't make us perfect. Practice just makes us a little better than we were the day before. Now, number 17, feedback builds confidence. Results replace guessing. Yes. When you are sure and you know that you know that you know, everything in life becomes so much easier. Your path just unfolds. You know where to go, you know what to do, and that little level of stress kind of just vanishes into thin air. Right? So confidence speeds action. Belief increases the moment. Number 19, guys, action reduces fear. False fearing real. Doing removes imagined outcomes. I was walking on my way here to this table outside. I was passing somebody by the Starbucks cafe, and I saw a shirt. I always see these interesting shirts, and the shirt said, "Don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game." Let me say that again. Don't let the fear, which is false evidence appearing real, right, of striking out prevent you from playing the game. Let me say it one more time. Don't let the fear of striking out prevent you from playing the game. Life is a big game. And if we think we're going to get everything right on day one, we're completely wrong. But we'll soon find that out after we've done enough things. Number 20, guys, delay increases doubt. Waiting strengthens uncertainty. So, although we say there's no rush, the more that we do nothing, the more that we grow stronger in, am I sure I should do that? Maybe I shouldn't. And we keep second guessing ourselves. And I think that's a big problem that just soars to fester more, that we don't do anything. My favorite is the people that are the couch potatoes, you know, the ones they sit on the couch and they do absolutely nothing. And they hope that by sitting on the couch that they are going to just make a amazing success. That doesn't happen, guys. We need to take action with our minds, and those actions with our mind give us the inspiration to take physical action in life. Nothing ever happens to a man or woman that didn't first take the thought and take the inspired action. That is a real important point. Number 21, guys, doubt creates stagnation. Uncertainty locks progress. Uncertainty locks progress. And so, if we're not sure about something when we go in, and we don't get clarity, and we keep moving in, it's like somebody has put the brakes on us, and we're not sure what to do, so we slow down eventually until we halt. So we need to figure the things out. Number 22, guys, stagnation reinforces delay. Lack of movement becomes a pattern. When we get into that comfort zone of, oh, I'm just going to sit, I'm going to chill, I'm going to do nothing, what does that do? That tells our brain to say, okay, we're going to sit here. It's comfortable, but you're also not going to grow. You're not going to become successful from sitting somewhere and doing absolutely nothing. I'm sorry, guys, I don't mean to bust your bubble, but it's the truth. Number 23, breaking delay requires movement. Yeah, there's an interesting one. Breaking the delay or ending the delay requires one to take a movement. Action interrupts the cycle. If I sit here with my hands folded till I take an action and move, I haven't broke the delay. Many people don't break the delay because they're scared. That could be because they don't know what it will be like, so they're fearing how other people might see them, unfortunately. They haven't developed enough confidence in themselves, so they're worried about what other people are going to think, and based on that, they just don't want to go anywhere. They think it's easier to just basically not do something. As I mentioned, we have people walking by all the time here on campus. It is a live campus, so we get people. You know, I think if I was here at night, I probably wouldn't get people. So we never know who's going to walk behind me, around side me. But again, the environment is kind of nice. Number 24, guys, small action breaks hesitation. That's all we need to do. We just need to take a small action. Nothing big. It could be something as simple as picking up the phone, sending an email, sending out a smile, right? Taking a walk, being conscious of the things we eat. A small action starts out from basically our, let's say, our motivation. But it doesn't stay from motivation. It stays from the discipline and the fact that we get used to it. It becomes a habit. That's when it becomes part of who we are. Number 24, guys, small actions break hesitation. So starting small will lower resistance. So I encourage you to start with something small. Don't start with the Brooklyn Bridge. Don't start with something that's so like, gigantic. Start small. Start small. It's easier to manage. And it doesn't put a big strain on you. But as that small change affects who you are and what you're doing and becoming, you might decide to up it a little more. When it becomes natural, that's when a change is starting to happen in your life. Now, the whole change does not happen overnight. Got to tell you that. Number 25, momentum reduces overthinking. Movement replaces analysis, which we all know leads to paralysis. So momentum, keep going, reduces the overthinking. Too many people overthink their decisions, who they want to go out with, what they want to do, what they want to eat. They overthink their entire life. And then they're here wondering why they're not anywhere, because they're overthinking everything. Okay. So we don't want to have analysis paralysis again. We want to think, but we want to take an action. Number 26, guys, progress builds clarity. It does. Results make direction visible. When the results become visible, our life starts to change. Our life starts to change. I think that's an important one to, acknowledge and to definitely, understand. Number 27, guys, clarity drives speed. Knowing what works will inevitably accelerate the action you take toward it. I'll give you an example. When I first learned to drive a boat, because driving a boat is a little different than driving a car. There is no gas pedal and there is no brake. Okay. There is a throttle. Okay, so you have a throttle and you push the lever forward and you add throttle to it, similar to like accelerating. You pull the lever back, the center is neutral. You go back, the boat will go in reverse. First time I drove a boat, I'm like, where's the gas? So you have to perceive how the boat's going to stop. That's not the easiest thing, especially if you're going fast. So just like in a car, you can judge your stopping distance. On a boat, there's a lot more that can go wrong. You have buoys, you have weather conditions, you have other boats and wake, and this can all cause you to lose the perception of when you should actually stop. So you want to allow yourself more time because, let's face it, there's no way to jam on your brakes with a boat. The only thing you could do is swerve out of somebody's way. But learning to drive a boat, I have to tell you, was an interesting experience and opened me up to the concept that we need to be aware of things around us. Like I said, driving a boat is not easy. But when you start to realize what's around you, it becomes second nature to you. Not overnight, of course. Number 28, guys, speed creates results. Faster movement increases outcomes. Now, the problem is most people turn on the speed because they're under pressure to turn on the speed, not because they want to turn up the speed. They're doing it because of somebody saying, you have to do this. But it just becomes a nightmare. When you're on a boat and, like I said, you're a captain and you're steering that boat and you're pushing that boat forward. We use the expression, some boats can turn on a dime, but you've also got to be very careful with a boat. If you turn a boat too fast, you know what happens? You can flip the boat. So you've got to be knowledgeable of the center of gravity. In fact, to drive a boat, you need to have a boat license. If you have a regular license, you can get a boat license, which basically adds on to your regular license. And that is a pretty cool thing. So knowing that to ride a car, but to ride a boat requires even more awareness than being in a car. Now, of course, you can get people that just decide to cross the street just because they feel like they own the road. On a boat, people are a little more cautious because they don't necessarily know how the stop is going to happen, where it's going to be safe. So people are constantly adjusting in the water more than they are in a car. But our perceptual awareness of the wind, our boat, its weight, the wake conditions of the water, whether they're flat, whether they're rough with waves, are we in the bay, are we in the sea? What are the wind conditions like, right? And, this goes back to that phrase that I saw on that guy's jacket, which is, don't be afraid to play the game because of your fear to strike out. So don't let your fear of striking out prevent you from playing the game. Let me say that again. Don't let your fear of striking out prevent you from playing the game. Don't let your fear of striking out prevent you from playing the game. So many people never get into their own arena or get into their true potential because they're always fearful that they're not going to be the best. I got news, guys, for you. You don't have to be great or the best to start, but you have to start if you want to become great or become the best. Number 28, guys, speed creates results. And as I said, faster movement will increase the outcomes, but we have to be more aware and responsible that speed causes more potential that can harm people if we're not careful. Number 29, guys, results reduce delay. Success builds confidence to continue on your journey. You're studying for a test, you get a few problems right, you feel good, you're ready for the test. If you think about life and you think about, people always wanting a pat on the back, and I'm not saying a pat on the back is bad, I'm saying that if you're expecting a pat on the back all the time and that pat on the back never comes to you, don't shut yourself down. Don't go into a shell because, oh my gosh, he didn't say hello to me. She didn't say hello to me. They didn't praise me. Who gives a darn if they didn't say hello or praise you? Not everyone out there, guys, is going to be nice. Not everyone out there is going to be the person that you are. I'm just being honest. And so if you run your whole life expecting it to be the way you do, and when somebody else doesn't return, they'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Let's jump right into number 30, okay? Number 30 is action resets the cycle. Action resets the cycle. That's an important one, guys. Movement restarts progress. Action restarts the cycle, and movement restarts the progress. That's extremely powerful. So take an action, and the cycle begins again. Make movement, now you restart the potential of progress. I think the reason why most people don't progress is they're too busy looking in their back mirror. When you're driving, right? You're looking at your mirror, but you're not turning your back around to look in the mirror while you're driving. You're looking at the mirror front to the back. Too many people are looking in the back mirror the wrong way. They're not looking at it focused through the front mirror to look at the back. You don't want to look to the back. You want to look in the rearview mirror at your front. So this is important, guys. And here is the shift. There's always a shift. Stop waiting for perfect clarity. It's never going to arrive. Stop waiting for the right moment. It's not coming. Stop waiting to feel ready. That's not going to happen either. Because none of this creates movement. What creates movement? Action. You want to be successful? Take action daily. Not because you're trying to impress somebody. In fact, a lot of times when I set goals, the goals are not even public. The goals are things that I know. And I think that's a difference. When you're setting a goal for you, you're not setting it to impress somebody, it means more. And you tend to be accountable and you own that goal. Action is the key, guys. Action is the key. The movement you make or move through in life allows everything to change, right? Let's take a pool, for example. You get into a pool and you move your hands around, right, in the water. And the water ripples to people around you. You move your hands faster, the water ripples even faster. What happens if I stay on the side of the pool and I jump in the pool on the deep end? Let's say I'm about to jump in the air, and I basically hold my legs and I do like a cannonball, right? So I jump in the air, I hold my legs, go down. We call that a cannonball. The moment you move, everything changes. You get feedback. You gain clarity. You build confidence. And what once felt seemingly difficult becomes natural and easy. You see, most people stay stuck, not because they can't move, but because they wait too long to start. And that doorway, that opportunity that was there for them has already moved on. And yes, you can make change every day, but sometimes there is a moment that you can have a greater level of success. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to change your direction, you have a choice to make. The choice is up to you. You can start now, or you can keep laying out on the couch and waiting for something to change, which it never will. Even small action, guys, is enough. You don't need to do something, like a grand gesture, because action is what resets everything. And when we know that action resets everything, our world around us starts to change. The people show up differently. The opportunities are different. What you learn is different. Ladies and gentlemen, for more insights, strategies, and clarity, please do visit believemeachieve.com. Your next level, ladies and gentlemen, starts when you stop waiting. My only question for you, ladies and gentlemen, is why are you still waiting? When are you going to start on your journey to become successful? Have a great one, everyone, and be well.